Welcome back to the Consumer Awareness Online podcast. Today we're taking a deep dive into something that affects us all.
Dental care.
Exactly. Dental care. Specifically, we're focusing on a highly reputable dentist in Mission Viejo, California. Deep dive into Alicia dentistry and the exceptional care provided by Dr. Alison Austin.
Oh, interesting.
You might be wondering what makes her practice stand out.
Yeah, what is it?
Well, she's known for her commitment to state-of-the-art dentistry in a relaxing atmosphere, catering to patients of all ages.
That sounds great. I mean, who doesn't want a relaxing trip to the dentist?
I know, right? But there's more to it than just a comfy chair. What's interesting is that Dr. Austin offers a really comprehensive approach.
Oh, how so?
Well, a lot of practices specialize, right? But she offers general, pediatric, and even orthodontic services all under one roof.
Wow, so it's like a one-stop shop for all your dental needs?
Exactly. Whether you need a routine checkup braces for your teenager or even something like implants, you're covered.
That's really convenient. No more running around to different specialists.
Exactly. It streamlines the entire experience. But let's dig a little deeper into this state-of-the-art claim.
Yeah, what does that actually mean for the average person sitting in her chair?
Well, their website lists a really impressive range of services, and we're not just talking basic fillings and cleanings.
Okay, like what?
They offer everything from porcelain veneers and teeth whitening to Invisalign and even implant-supported dentures.
Implant-supported dentures, that's a new one for me.
Me too. Could you explain that in a bit more detail?
Sure, so basically it's a game changer for people who have lost most or all of their teeth.
I see.
Traditional dentures can be uncomfortable and they tend to slip, but with implant-supported dentures, titanium posts are surgically implanted into the jawbone, acting like artificial roots.
Oh, wow. So it's like a permanent solution for missing teeth.
Essentially, yes. And the technology has advanced so much, these dentures really feel and function much more like natural teeth.
That's incredible. I can imagine that's a huge boost to a person's confidence and quality of life. Okay, let's switch gears a bit and talk about something a lot of people struggle with: dental anxiety.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
Did you know that a whopping 75% of Americans experience some level of dental fear and 20% avoid care altogether because of it?
That's a lot of people.
It is. So how does Dr. Austin's practice address this issue?
Well, it seems they're very sensitive to this. Their website mentions making patient comfort a top priority, recognizing that anxiety can range from mild apprehension to, extreme fear.
So what do they do to help those patients?
They haven't explicitly listed their methods, but it's safe to assume they offer options like sedation dentistry, which can really help patients relax during procedures.
Sedation dentistry, I've heard of that, but I'm not really sure what it entails.
Well, there are various levels of sedation, from mild relaxation to deeper sedation, where you're barely aware of the procedure.
Oh, that's amazing.
It can be a real game changer for people who experience severe anxiety or have had negative dental experiences in the past.
That's reassuring to hear. It seems like Dr. Austin's practice is really dedicated to making the dental experience as comfortable as possible for everyone.
For sure.
Okay, now let's zoom in on one of the services that piqued my interest: porcelain veneers. They seem to be all the rage these days.
They are pretty popular.
What's the appeal, and what should our listeners know about them?
Porcelain veneers are basically thin, custom-made shells of ceramic that are bonded to the front of your teeth.
Okay.
They can address a variety of cosmetic concerns like chipped teeth, discoloration gaps, or even minor misalignments.
So if I'm unhappy with the shape or color of my teeth, veneers could be an option.
Exactly.
But aren't they really expensive?
They can be pricier than other options like bonding, but they also tend to be more durable and stain resistant.
So it's an investment.
It is. Veneers are a significant investment, but they can last for many years with proper care, so it's a long-term solution for a brighter, more confident smile.
That makes sense. It's all about weighing the pros and cons and choosing the option that aligns with your needs and budget. Okay, before we move on, let's talk a bit more about Dr. Austin's approach to cosmetic dentistry.
All right.
What sets her apart in this field?
Well, from what I've gathered, she seems to be incredibly meticulous and detail-oriented.
Okay.
Her website mentions that she designs each veneer case individually to enhance the unique characteristics of each patient's smile.
That's a great point.
Mm-hmm.
It's about enhancing what you already have, not just slapping on a generic Hollywood smile that doesn't suit your features.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of personalized care, let's delve deeper into some other specialized services. They offer what are inlays and onlays, for instance.
Inlays and onlays. Oh, those are interesting.
I've heard the terms, but never really understood what they are.
They're a fascinating example of conservative dentistry. Basically, they're used when a filling isn't sufficient to repair a tooth, but a full crown isn't necessary.
So like a middle ground.
Yeah, think of them as custom-made fillings, precisely crafted from porcelain or composite resin that are bonded into the tooth.
So they offer a middle ground between a filling and a crown. That's interesting. Why would someone choose this option over, say, a traditional crown?
One of the main advantages is that they preserve more of the natural tooth structure.
I see.
Crowns often require removing a significant amount of healthy tooth material, whereas inlays and onlays are more minimally invasive.
So it's less invasive.
Exactly. This helps to maintain the tooth's strength and integrity in the long run.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's all about finding the least invasive, most conservative approach to restore the tooth's function and aesthetics.
Right.
Now, before we wrap up this segment, let's touch on a procedure that, while not as glamorous, is often necessary tooth extractions.
Oh boy, nobody likes those.
I know. But what can you tell us about Dr. Austin's approach to this?
Well, tooth extractions are something no one looks forward to, but they're sometimes unavoidable.
True.
What's reassuring is that Dr. Austin seems to prioritize tooth preservation whenever possible. Her website mentions that she'll thoroughly explore all other options before resorting to an extraction.
That's a relief to hear. No one wants to lose a tooth unnecessarily.
Right. It highlights her commitment to providing ethical and patient-centered care.
Absolutely. And it's worth mentioning that they seem to be very sensitive to patients' anxieties surrounding extractions.
Oh, for sure.
They likely use techniques like local anesthesia and sedation to ensure the patient is comfortable and pain-free throughout the procedure.
That makes a big difference.
It does. It takes a lot of the fear out of the process.
Definitely. They seem to be going the extra mile to make sure their patients feel safe and supported, regardless of the procedure.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this first segment, from implant-supported dentures to porcelain veneers and even the dreaded tooth extraction.
It's been quite a journey.
We've learned about Dr. Austin's comprehensive approach to dentistry, her commitment to state-of-the-art technology, and perhaps most importantly, her dedication to creating a comfortable and anxiety-free experience for all her patients.
It sounds like she's really setting a new standard for dental care.
I think so.
And remember, for those who want to learn more about Dr. Austin and her approach, you can visit her website, aliciaopds.com.
You'll be glad you did. Now let's move on to our next segment, where we'll explore the fascinating connection between oral health and overall well-being.
That's something a lot of people don't think about.
You're right, but it's incredibly important.
Definitely looking forward to that discussion.
Me too.
You know, it's fascinating how we often compartmentalize our health, like thinking of dental care as separate from our overall well-being.
Yeah, that's true. We tend to focus on things like diet and exercise for overall health.
Right. But we often neglect the impact of oral health on the bigger picture.
So true, but how are they connected?
Well, emerging research is revealing a strong link between poor oral health and various systemic conditions.
What kind of conditions are we talking about?
We're talking about serious issues like heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and even certain types of cancer.
Wow, that's a lot more serious than I initially realized. How is oral health tied to these conditions?
Well, inflammation seems to be the key culprit. Gum disease, which is incredibly common, causes chronic inflammation in the mouth.
I see.
And this inflammation can actually spread throughout the body through the bloodstream, increasing the risk of those systemic diseases we just mentioned.
So it's not just about having a pretty smile, it's about protecting ourselves from potentially life-threatening illnesses.
Absolutely. It underscores the importance of a holistic approach to healthcare, where oral health is viewed as an integral part of overall well-being.
And it seems like Dr. Austin's practice aligns with this philosophy.
Definitely.
Their emphasis on patient education and preventative care suggests they're not just focused on fixing problems, but on empowering patients to maintain optimal oral health for a lifetime.
It's about prevention.
Exactly. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about another increasingly popular service, teeth whitening. I think it's safe to say that most of us desire a brighter smile.
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't want a sparkling smile?
But what should we know about the process and the options available?
Teeth whitening is a relatively simple cosmetic procedure that can dramatically improve the appearance of your smile.
Okay, how does it work?
It involves using a bleaching agent to remove stains and discoloration, restoring the teeth to a whiter shade.
I've heard about both in-office and at-home whitening treatments. What's the difference?
Good question. In-office treatments typically involve using a stronger bleaching agent, often activated by a special light. This allows for faster and more dramatic results, sometimes in just a single session.
Sounds impressive, but probably more expensive.
It can be at-home kits, on the other hand, utilize a lower concentration of bleaching agent, making the process more gradual.
So slower, but more affordable.
Exactly. While it takes longer to see results, at-home kits offer convenience and affordability.
So it boils down to personal preference, time constraints, and budget. It's good to know there are options for everyone.
Right.
Now let's move on to another service that's gained immense popularity in recent years, Invisalign. It seems like everyone is ditching traditional braces for these clear aligners.
Yeah, they've become really popular.
What's the allure and what should potential patients consider?
Invisalign has revolutionized orthodontic treatment, offering a discreet and comfortable alternative to traditional braces.
Okay, so how does it work?
It involves using a series of clear, removable aligners that gradually shift your teeth into proper alignment.
And you mentioned they're custom made. How does that process work?
The process starts with a consultation and digital scans of your teeth. Using advanced software, a 3D model of your teeth is created, and a treatment plan is mapped out showing the precise movements your teeth will undergo over time.
Wow, that's amazing.
The aligners are then fabricated based on this plan, and you typically switch to a new set every week or two as your teeth gradually shift into place.
Technology has certainly come a long way in the field of dentistry, but Invisalign isn't for everyone, right?
You're right.
Are there certain cases where traditional braces might be a better option?
While Invisalign is incredibly versatile, it might not be suitable for complex orthodontic cases involving severe bite issues or significant jaw misalignment. In such cases, traditional braces might be necessary to achieve optimal results.
So it's crucial to consult with an experienced orthodontist like Dr. Austin to determine the best course of treatment for your individual needs.
Absolutely.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive into Alicia dentistry, let's address a question that's likely on many of our listeners' minds: insurance coverage.
Oh yeah, the dreaded insurance question.
I know dental care can be expensive, and navigating insurance can be a daunting task.
It can be a real headache.
We don't have specific information about Dr. Austin's accepted insurance plans, but most dental practices work with a variety of providers.
That's usually the case.
What's the best way for our listeners to determine their coverage and potential costs?
The best course of action is to contact Dr. Austin's office directly. They likely have a dedicated team who can help you verify your insurance benefits and answer any questions you have about billing and payment options.
So don't be afraid to ask.
Exactly. Transparency is key when it comes to healthcare costs. Knowing what to expect financially can alleviate a lot of stress and ensure you're making informed decisions about your care.
That's a great point. Now let's transition to another critical topic: finding a dental practice that prioritizes patient comfort and understands the unique needs of individuals who experience dental anxiety.
That's so important, especially for those who have had negative experiences in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. Choosing a dental practice that aligns with your values and priorities is crucial for a positive experience. And speaking of priorities, let's talk about something that often gets overlooked: the human element of dentistry.
I love that you brought that up. It's not just about the technology or procedures. It's about feeling comfortable and confident in the hands of your dental team.
Exactly. A good dentist should be more than just a skilled clinician. They should be an excellent communicator, someone who takes the time to listen to your concerns, explain procedures thoroughly, and address any anxieties you might have. It sounds like Dr. Austin fits that description. Her website emphasizes her commitment to patient education and creating a relaxing atmosphere. They even mention using aromatherapy and noise-canceling headphones to enhance the patient experience.
Wow, those are excellent indicators of a practice that truly prioritizes patient comfort and well-being. It's about creating a positive and supportive environment where people feel at ease, not intimidated.
Exactly. Speaking of creating a positive experience, let's talk about something that often brings a smile to people's faces: cosmetic dentistry. What are some of the latest advancements in this field, and how does Dr. Austin's approach stand out?
Cosmetic dentistry has evolved tremendously in recent years, with advancements in materials and techniques that allow for incredibly natural-looking and long-lasting results. We've already touched on porcelain veneers, but there are other options, like teeth whitening bonding and even gum contouring, to address a wide range of aesthetic concerns.
You mentioned gum contouring. That's a new one for me. Could you elaborate on that?
Sure, gum contouring, or gum reshaping, is a procedure that addresses an uneven gum line. Some people have excess gum tissue that makes their teeth appear short or stubby. Gum contouring removes this excess tissue, creating a more balanced and aesthetically pleasing smile.
It's amazing how even subtle changes to the gums can make a big difference in the overall appearance of a smile. Now, before we wrap up our deep dive, let's circle back to Dr. Austin's practice and recap some key takeaways for our listeners.
All right, so first and foremost, Dr. Austin seems to embody a holistic approach to dentistry, recognizing that crucial link between oral health and overall well-being.
Right, and her practice offers a comprehensive range of services from preventative care and general dentistry to specialized procedures like orthodontics and implant-supported dentures.
And they seem to be at the forefront of dental technology, utilizing the latest advancements to provide patients with the best possible care.
And perhaps most importantly, they prioritize patient comfort and strive to create a welcoming and anxiety-free environment.
It's clear they're dedicated to providing a positive and personalized dental experience for each individual who walks through their doors.
Well, folks, that wraps up our deep dive into Alicia dentistry and the exceptional care provided by Dr. Alison Austin. We hope this episode has provided you with valuable insights and empowered you to make informed decisions about your dental health.
Remember, a healthy smile is a reflection of overall well-being. Don't neglect your oral health. Find a dental practice you trust, one that prioritizes your comfort and understands your individual needs.
And if you're looking for a dentist in the Mission Viejo area who embodies these qualities, we encourage you to explore Dr. Austin's practice. To learn more about their services, their team, and their commitment to patient care, you can visit their website at aliciaopds.com. You'll be glad you did.
And remember, knowledge is power when it comes to your health. Take charge of your oral health, ask questions, and find a dental partner who will support you on your journey to a brighter, healthier smile.
Thank you for listening to the Consumer Awareness Foundation podcast.